just real quickly before we begin, it just might be a good idea to say a quick prayer.
Newland. God damn it, Newland.
Think about your future and how you've planned for it. Okay, are you ready?
Form your next of kin.
Yeah. Yeah. Get some text messages fired up to your next of kin. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Afterschool Anime Club. My name is Max Newland. I'm your host for today. And with me are two of my good friends in this world. He is a great customer if you're in the business of illegal weapons maintenance. It's Max Kostrak.
Hello. I love doing illegal things.
Who doesn't love it? We should all do something illegal every day, I think.
Mm-hmm. Just a little one. For you. This one's for me. I'm just going to break a little crime.
Just a tiny crime as a snack.
And she was trained from birth to be the perfect killing machine. It's Stevie Matos.
Honestly, yeah, that's about right. That's
true. You can tell this is an anime podcast because, Newland, I don't think that's the first time you've introduced Stevie with almost that exact phrase.
I mean, what can I say?
They do that a lot in anime, don't they? With the little children who are very good at murder.
These children into killers.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Look, that's the only way you can indoctrinate them into your worldviews is to train them when they're young. You have to get them when their brains are impressionable and made of cake.
Step 1, train them to be the perfect killers. Step 2, question mark, question mark, question mark. Step 3, end all war.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Where do you think South Park got it from?
It's so simple. We just have to kill the bad war guys.
Yeah. Yeah. How else are you going to fight aliens? You think adults are going to do it? No. It's going to be the kids. Yeah. Oh, man. Every time somebody mentions that, I just think of Ender's Game, and I'm just sick a little.
Yeah, Orson Scott Card could never write Gundam, I don't think. You know what I mean?
No.
The Gundam people could write Ender's Game, but Orson Scott Card could never write Gundam.
I think he could write one of the reboots for Neon Genesis Evangelion, though. I think that's right up his alley.
Yeah, a lot of the weird stuff can go in there. Sure, throw all your choices that way.
That's exactly where it fits. Come on, have you seen the movie?
I actually haven't seen the entire back half of Evangelion.
It gets worse and weirder as it goes on.
Here's a preview of how little Evangelion I have seen. I have never seen the character Kaworu.
I've only ever seen the first episode, so I'm also in the dark here.
Okay.
I know so much of it through cultural osmosis. And,
it gets weirder and weirder.
Did it show on Adult Swim? Can we talk about it?
We should. We have to. We have to do Evangelion. But we're not here to talk about Evangelion. We're here to talk about a different thing. But we have to do something else before we do that.
Text our next of kin.
Well, here's the thing.
Would you call it a gauntlet?
You threatened us.
Or a trial?
You came in ominous and hot, Newland.
It's the end of the semester, and I know this is like an emotional time for everybody. So I thought it would be a good time to, soothe everyone's spirit with a nice wholesome game of Band for Life Graduation Edition.
I knew it, and my brain, I was like, Newland is going to somehow get vitamin C into this motherfucking podcast.
I knew you were going to bring a B4L today.
B4L. And since this is the last episode where we're reviewing an anime, there's going to be one more wrap-up episode for the season. I wanted to celebrate the end of the semester with the greatest graduation hits of our generation.
Great.
So what I've done is I've collected some anime music videos here. Each one is set to what was determined by the Rolling Stone to be one of the greatest graduation songs of all time.
Okay.
I don't necessarily agree with every item on this list, and you will see that. So I'm gonna give you a little hint and I'm gonna tell you a little bit about the video. All you have to do is tell me the name of the song. That's all you need.
Okay. Okay.
Are
we
and
buzzing,
we'll buzz in.
or
Yes,
are we
we'll buzz
against
in
you?
this
Okay,
time.
we're
I think
buzzing.
we're gonna make it nice and short and sweet. I've got 6 AMVs here. You have 6 opportunities to get points, and let's. Are you ready?
As ready as I can be.
Yes.
All right. So again, this is from the list of all-time greatest graduation songs. Number 1. Tenchi and friends reminisce about the time they saved his mom to the sound of this sensitive, voice-led Sarah McLachlan ballad in the video In Memory of Achika by Samurai Zill.
I don't know shit about Sarah McLachlan.
Sarah
I don't even know how to spell her
McLachlan.
last name.
In Memory of Achika.
I don't know.
Sarah McLachlan.
I'm just
you
gonna
might have
buzz
also...
in.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Mr. Kostrak.
I don't know the name of the song. I don't even know if this is one of hers. I'm just associating it with the sad animal commercial. Is it In the Eyes of an Angel?
They did use this song for one of the sad animal commercials, but it was not In the Arms of an Angel, no.
Okay.
That's not the one that was on the list of graduation songs. Stevie, do you have a guess?
No, I don't know at all. I don't know anything by Sarah McLachlan.
So
I
the
saw
song-
her name ends in an H.
It's the song I Will Remember You by Sarah McLachlan. I will remember you. You know this
Of
one?
course.
Oh, I didn't know that was her.
I don't
that
know
was her.
graduation songs. This is
I
gonna
didn't
be
know her
so
at all.
tough.
Oh
Okay.
boy, okay.
Well, here's number 2. This is one that I took a little issue with. Number 2. Naruto browses an old family album and reminisces to this song that I thought was pretty questionable, but I'm not the Rolling Stones, so what the fuck do I know? This is the video The Konoha Memory Book by Tsugasa, and it is to a song by the band Nickelback. That's Stevie.
Is it Photograph?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
Look at this photograph.
Look at this photograph. Every time I do it makes me shit.
Look at this
Essentially.
anime.
You know the classic graduation song Photograph by Nickelback.
Yeah, it's absolutely not. Like what?
What is happening? Who wrote this article?
I don't know.
In fucking correct. Some shill. That's who wrote it.
So this next one is a Kingdom Hearts AMV. I hope that's acceptable to you all.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Let's go.
Kingdom Hearts is obviously anime, so I figured it'd be
Yeah.
fun.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sora and Kairi think about the many roads that have led them to the present as they contemplate starting a new journey in the video Every New Beginning by K.A. Yoon. The song is by the group Semisonic. It is often attributed to Green Day, though that is incorrect.
Semisonic.
Often attributed to Green Day.
Green
Title of the
Day.
video Every New Beginning.
I have no idea. I've never heard of Semisonic in my life.
Oh yeah, one-hit wonder for sure. Stevie?
I'm a guess, but I know this is wrong because I know this isn't the band. I'm going to just say Wonderwall.
It's
for
not
now.
Wonderwall. No.
Okay.
You're in the right.
not
I would say
Wonderwall.
Neighborhood.
Yeah. It's not
Kostrak, if you
Wonderwall,
want to
though.
hazard a guess.
No, I don't have anything for this one.
I don't know.
It's closing time, folks.
What?
Oh!
Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end.
Oh
I
my
have
God.
literally
Part of the
never
title.
attributed that song to Green Day, but I've
Really?
never known.
Yeah,
because
me neither.
He doesn't sound like the lead singer of Green Day.
It doesn't at all.
How would you? Who fucks that up?
This is likely a holdover in my memory from the days of Kazaa, when everybody thought that
Oh.
one Zelda song was by Weird Al.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. The number of
Yeah.
fake Weird Al songs on Kazaa
Right.
made I legitimately
Kinda nuts.
got in real life mad about it because I was like, I own the CDs. This isn't a fucking Weird
It's
Al
not
song.
him.
Step off. Stop. The one about rye bread or whatever. Stop.
Truly, don't let me catch you in these streets thinking that Closing Time is by Green Day. Please do not let me catch
disrespect
you. Like,
Weird
I don't
Al.
really. Yeah,
Al's got
don't
shooters out here,
disrespect.
folks.
Truly, have we seen? This is a sidebar. We can get back to in a second. But have we seen the trailer for the new?
I
Weird
have
Al
not. I've been
movie?
waiting to watch
Yeah.
it.
Oh yeah.
for-
Go treat
I'm so
yourself
excited,
after
though.
this.
It's
Leland.
coming, baby. It's good.
Okay,
right.
okay. We're in the back half of the quiz now, and this one you may have seen coming, so fingers on buzzers.
Let's go.
In the video My Memories by NYC's Baby Gangsta, Yugi and friends celebrate another school year over, moving on to bigger and better things to this upbeat but nostalgic Vitamin C hit. That was Kostrak first, yep.
Is that Graduation by Vitamin C?
Yeah, can you... I'm not going to withhold the point, but can you give me the parenthetical?
Oh my god, it's
there is a parenthetical in the title.
It's like Friends, Forever, Friends Forever.
It's Friends Forever, yeah.
Friends Forever, yeah.
Parentheses, Friends Forever. Yeah, by Vitamin C.
I remember that because I did have it on several like mixed CDs that were handed out at graduation to me.
Do you want to guess the most obviously cringe thing that that is about me in relation to this song?
Sure, please. Yeah.
Guess. You got to guess.
Oh, fuck. You're turning the tables on me over here. I'm used to you guys guessing
how
at me.
the turns have tables. Guess.
Did you try to put this song on the aux cord, but you put something else on by accident? It was embarrassing.
No, I owned the CD and I bought it with my own fucking money. I owned Vitamin C's entire album.
Oh my!
Nice.
Is the rest of it good? No. Well, there you have it.
It's not good at all.
Hey, I think every one of us has at one point in our lives maybe bought a CD for one song.
The first album I ever spent my actual money on was Enema of the State. So we've gotten better. Okay, we grew up.
It's not a bad first album.
We grew up. Yeah, it's not bad.
The next two videos were also video game AMVs. I hope this is acceptable to you.
Okay.
Number 5, Miss a Thing by Primula D. Tidus and Yuna celebrate the brief time they have together in this heart-wrenching Final Fantasy X video, set to a classic... Stevie?
Is it, I Don't Want to Miss a Thing by Aerosmith?
Yeah, it sure is.
It's my favorite fucking Aerosmith song, no cap.
Brilliant. Before the artist...
Yep. It was the next word out of my mouth was Aerosmith.
It's my favorite fucking Aerosmith song, and I mean that with complete seriousness.
I'm actually gonna go watch that AMV.
Primula
VGMV.
D, Miss a Thing, VGMV. And the last one is, again, it's more Final Fantasy anime adjacent. Across dimensions and timelines, love finds a way. Set to a famous Cyndi Lauper ballad. Features cutscenes from Final Fantasy 8, 9, and 10.
Oh, damn. Cyndi Lauper?
Cyndi Lauper graduation song.
Graduation song?
You know, the films of
What this is.
the Breakfast Club connection. Not literally Breakfast Club, but what's that guy's name who made those movies? You know.
Is he gross? The gross one?
I don't know, probably.
The gross old one?
Probably.
No, I'm thinking of the Woody one. Not that one, right?
No.
Is he the same guy who did Ferris Bueller? Not Woody Allen, but the guy.
John Hughes. That's who I'm thinking of.
Hughes.
John Hughes.
Cyndi Lauper. What do I know by Cyndi Lauper?
Yeah, this is unfortunate. I cannot name a single song by this artist.
Doesn't name any Cyndi Laupers. Oh damn.
No, I do, and I can't think of it. It's really popular, but you said it, and all I can think of is Kate Nash or Kate Bush, and I know it's wrong.
Can you sing it?
No, because Running Up That Hill is stuck in my head right now. So no,
yeah, that one takes up a lot of RAM.
It lives in my head right now.
Did I tell you all about the Running Up That Hill AMV I found on Anime Music Video from 2002?
No, you did
I don't
not.
think so.
No, you did not.
It's Vegeta, and it's like him, like really in his feelings about not being able to go Super Saiyan, set to Running Up That Hill. And when I found it, I felt like I was time traveling, to be completely honest with you, because that song is so huge right now. And this video is so 2002, like Windows Movie Maker ass. Oh, it was like 144p basically video.
Wow.
Does nobody have an answer?
Meant to be watched on a postage stamp size.
Yes. Put this on a Game Boy Advance cartridge.
Put that shit on a Zune and call it a day.
Okay, it was Time After Time. Cyndi Lauper's Time After Time.
I'm so bad at music. I know that there are listeners very likely screaming every time we play this game.
They were so
and
mad.
I'm just like, I can't name songs by artists, so...
Maybe next time I'll do like a. Would it be more fun if it was like all one artist?
I think any kind of gimmick for it would be amazing.
I mean, I would be down with all one artist because that'd be funny. Because it'd be really funny to see who's
the
which artist. Like who was really about what artist.
Now
that would be really fun.
I hate to be the one to bring this up, but Newland, you did your due diligence last time. I believe Stevie and I do need to post an anime music video with no context to our Facebook wall.
We dead ass lost.
Yeah, we
must pay the penalty.
I'm looking at the scorecard here. Yikes.
Yikes. What, I get 2? Did I get 2? I got 2.
You got 2. I got 1. Newland got 3.
3.
So I will share with you this list that has all of the links to the animes.
Thank you. I will
this.
choose one. It might be that Final Fantasy X one.
Mine's probably gonna be the Aerosmith one because it's truly, I love that song. I love building that song.
Homestuck truly made this world.
Truly.
I just do want to say the Homestuck version of "Don't Want to Miss a Thing" is still funny to me.
Oh yeah,
so funny.
Like,
No,
there are
it's so
still
funny.
funny things about Homestuck
There are.
that we won't get into on this podcast.
Nope, because it's not about
we're locking that shit up
Homestuck.
tight right now. I'm sorry I let it out. I'm sorry I took that. We're all trying to find out who did this. Let's freaking do it. Let's rip this Band-Aid off. Gundam Wing, the final episodes that we are watching this season of Gundam Wing.
Yeah.
Episodes 5 and 6. And this is what happened. Episode 5, Relina's Secret, opens with harsh words exchanged between the Dorland family and the Specials. It seems they're here to dispel rumors of war. Lady Un of the Specials plants a bomb at the site of the meeting and is almost foiled by Relina. On the edge of death, Dorland reveals that Relina is secretly the daughter of the once powerful Peacecraft family. We check in on a few Gundam pilots and see them leaving on a new mission. Zex is preparing the Tall Geese as well. Hido's Wing Gundam strikes an Oz base as Relina gets acquainted with his mysterious benefactor, Dr. J, who unveils a secret history of assassination and espionage with Oz at the center. Duo arrives at the base just in time to get flexed on by Hido, and Relina heads back home to Earth. Episode 6, Party Night, begins in the aftermath of the assassination. Relina searches for closure, and Un reports to Treize, who wants to prepare for a Gundam attack. Hido's hacking school records again, and this time he makes himself disappear. Relina confronts him and issues him yet another invitation. Wu Fei rains hell on Oz, and Troa gets accused of quiet quitting at the circus. His lack of mortal fear disturbs his scene partner's knife throwing, which is perhaps why she's so disoriented she starts catcalling him afterwards. Bella and Edward, Relina and Hido share a quiet moment, interrupted by the presence of an Oz carrier. Elsewhere, Catra has started investigating the identities of the other Gundam pilots, and Duo thinks about his erstwhile friend, currently going absolutely ham on some Oz suits. Hido knows he should let Relina die, but his heart just won't let him. Treize calls Un off the attack, so he can tell Noin that he saved Relina, and Hido jets off once more, looking doubtful. Turbulent.
I know, right?
Tumultuous.
These are some episodes.
Yeah. Did we catch the thing I told you to pay attention to last episode?
Totally forgot. What was it you told us to pay attention to?
What's Relina's last name?
Oh, yes,
the fact
Peacecraft,
that Relina's
yes.
is related to Zex.
Boom! Yeah, baby.
Part of the royal this family line of pacifists.
Yeah, yeah.
Interesting.
Right?
Interesting.
Yeah,
place for that
Zex.
to have ended up.
Nice robot.
Right. Absolutely, which is great. Lady Un.
Yeah, what's up with her? Now, this is fascinating to me.
Great.
Pretty cool.
She's great.
Also
Explosive
fully ready
contacts?
to bomb a school.
Ready to bomb a school.
There's this moment where one of the nobody pilots is like, "Hey, is it really okay for us to attack this defenseless civilian facility?" And it's like, dude, just say school. It's a school
Right.
of children who are having a dance party for children at school.
It's a civilian facility. Well, yeah, and I think this is like the first time that the politics of the situation are being addressed. This is, I feel like, very common for us. Like we start watching a heady space show, and it just starts to get heady on episode 3. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah.
Where like we just started getting into the philosophy with Flash the Stampede, and now we're getting into this like we're starting to actually understand the war situation. Like, I feel like we got the an in-depth history of the war for the first time.
Stay tuned, Anime Club fans. We're going to get really thoughtful next time.
Absolutely. I appreciate the exposition. I do.
For sure.
I just love how long it took her daddy to die. Is her daddy's middle name Mercutio? Because he died for forever. Having to explain her whole lineage. Having to explain, like, everything. Well, it wasn't just him, because Dr. J was really good at like really explaining a bunch of other stuff too, which was really awesome, because we also get this insight into why the Gundams were made, and we get an insight into like what's really been going on for years, right? Because we talk about how like Hiro's name is really a code name and like all this extra stuff. Like Hiro Yui is not Hiro Yui's real name, which is pretty cool.
It's a code name named after one of the leaders of the colonies who was assassinated by Oz. It's like, this is this is okay.
Yeah, but it's dope because it's one of these things where it's like, oh, so we're being dropped into this conflict that's been like, we already knew this, right? We had this conversation in the first
yeah, these people have a reason for fighting.
Have a reason for fighting, and also Oz has been doing like, we're seeing Oz get bold now, but Oz has been working in the shadows for years in this world, right?
Absolutely.
They've been assassinating leaders, they've been destabilizing colonies, they've been doing all of this stuff for a really long time. So all of this aggression, we're sitting here like, how is this throwing all of these other military leaders off when they're like, man, y'all are being really sketch. Why are you spending all this money on specials? Why are you doing all this stuff? But the colonies are like, no, we've been fighting this war specifically with the Oz faction for decades, because they have been destabilizing our shit for a long time, which is pretty reminiscent of a lot of places. It's pretty real world. It's pretty close to home.
Yeah,
Central America would like to have a conversation.
Yeah. Yeah,
these
kinda
are
hate to laugh.
colonies.
Right? I hate to laugh, but it's real.
Yeah, I really like how much we get into this background as well, because the other thing Dr. J reveals here is that the colonies, the words he used here, they were built by scientists and laborers. Like very cool,
cool.
Hey,
look
at these
out.
guys.
Right.
And the other thing is, okay, at the end of the day, Dr. J is training up child soldiers and sending them in advanced, tech to commit war crimes. And he has this high-minded ideal of like, okay, this is for the peace of the colonies. And this line that he drops where they are only targeting the dangerous, evil people responsible for starting wars.
They're like really hitting you. It's being laid on very thick here. And I don't think it should be lost at all that like, if the purpose of Hiro Yui was to create the perfect killer who can prevent all wars, the mission has failed. War is on. Like, war has not been prevented.
They're killing soldiers.
Right.
Like,
it has in fact been accelerated like quite a lot by the involvement of the Gundams. So like the mission has failed from the beginning.
Right, because what happened was, right, like instead of the Gundams being something that was like, oh, well, it's kind of the thought, I'm assuming, because I don't know these things. I have a degree in art, not political science. I have a degree in art, not political science. But the concept of like this, I think it reminds me of like the Cold War and the arms race. And it was like, if we as a country, like if this country has more nuclear weapons than another country, then every other country would be hesitant to, pull some funny shit because we just smoke their asses. But as we can see, that's not necessarily the case, right? Because mostly because globally so many things are interconnected. Flipping up them tops and pushing red buttons would actually destabilize more things than people realize. But that's a big thing where it's like
that pesky old mutually assured destruction.
Right, exactly. It's like, oh, you thought that having a Gundam, which is practically, like, as of right now, practically indestructible, and, and the best of the best, you thought that was going to be enough of a deterrent, but...
Yeah. Dare I call it a Metal Gear?
Oh. Right. And it's just like, you thought that was a deterrent, but when you've got all these people who you can tell one thing, but then show them something, you can tell them one thing via propaganda, via controlling a message. And then when they get on the battlefield, it doesn't matter because they're going to die anyway. Because you know what they're getting into. Like, it doesn't really, that's pretty irrelevant,
Yeah.
Yeah. It's wild. It's wild. One of my favorite things in episode 5 was that Un called Relina a whole idiot to her face, and I felt very vindicated.
Yeah.
Called her a whole idiot to her face.
She does not spare this child.
She doesn't pretend.
Calls her an idiot and then immediately kills her dad.
He immediately kills her dad, calls her an idiot, immediately kills her dad, and then is like, kill her. Like, is like not even trying
get rid of this to fix this problem, please.
Not even trying to be like Sally Poe, who's like, I'm gonna use you for information. Un's like, oh no, you're related to him? Nah, you gotta go.
I'm a good villain and I know what I'm doing, and it's time for you to die.
You gotta die. Like, I appreciated that about, I was like, man, I forgot how much I missed Un. She's a fucking badass.
How on your shit do you have to be that, like, the kid walks out and hands you your fucking bomb? It is 10 seconds until it goes off.
Really?
If she had paused for even 1 second in that scenario, she would have been Looney Tunes. Like, it would have been like, oh, here's your bomb, and it blows up in your face. Like,
the ultimate Roadrunner Coyote shit.
She immediately clocked the right window and threw this bomb through.
Crazy. And threw it with enough force to break the fucking window, though. Like, this woman is a fucking beast in the best way.
She knows what she's doing.
B-H-A-D bad.
She's trying to get attention from Trey's, but he does not. I mean, he's got wheels within wheels, it seems.
He does.
And he's releasing birds that come back to him. There's all kinds of stuff that he's super involved in.
So into it. I just love how Trey's is meant to be like this like playboy, like this like super hot aristocrat. I always, God, I'm
the
never
aristocrats.
Gonna forgive. I am never going to forgive my second year college roommate for ruining the word aristocrat for me.
Yeah.
Did he make you watch that movie?
Yo, so here's the thing. My second year roommate, my sophomore year roommate, said, I don't know if this was real or not, and so if she ever hears this, if she wants to tell me and come clean, fine, I will fight her in these streets. But she would say, before she had to go to bed every night, she had to listen to Walt Disney's The Aristocats before to go to sleep, or she couldn't sleep without it.
God.
So for all of fall semester, my sophomore year of college,
you
every
also
night,
fell asleep to it
because we had a dorm, and it wasn't like a
headphones?
suite. No, I
didn't
own
headphones.
No,
weird sleep music.
And since we all went to the same college, you're gonna know exactly what I mean when I say I lived in Hugh Poland Hall that year.
Oh my God.
So there were no suites. No suites.
Do
Not
we
my
know
own
this
room.
person? Please don't say their name, but do we know this person?
No,
Max?
I don't know. They were not in our major. They were not our major. No. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Okay.
No. But every
Well, you know
night,
who you are if you're listening.
Yeah, you do. And know that I stole a bunch of champagne at your wedding on purpose because of that. That's what you get.
There.
So there.
There. Can we also, I mean, look, episode 5 is it's called Relina's Secret. So unfortunately we had to focus on her being just an absolutely dunderheaded teenager for 20 minutes. Can we talk about how even though her daddy was in the middle of getting slapped in his whole face in a conference, and she's like, I'm gonna go to the store by myself. It's fine. And I'm like,
I'm
still
going
haven't
shopping.
learned?
Bye.
I'm going shopping by myself. And then Dr. J is like, I'm gonna still drop you off on Earth by yourself. I'm gonna send you back to your mama, but by yourself.
Is fine.
You're gonna this is
going
fine.
To school, whatever.
Your daddy just died, underneath
Not
you.
my problem.
Not
I
my
raised a
problem.
bunch of emotionless teens. So
that
this is actually not what I fucking signed up for.
Very reductive way to translate this, but when he leaves her, he's like, I'm not saving you for your name. But I think what he really says is like, I'm saving you because you have the same look in your eyes as Hiro. And my brain went, I'm not saving you for your name. I'm saving you because you also looked suicidal.
You also look like one of my child soldiers.
Yeah, you look like you're trying to put yourself into a way where you don't have to do the work yourself. You just get taken out by the environment.
Relina got a lot of screen time this episode, but to be honest, the most interesting thing for me, and this has been true through most of the episodes, has been as we shift from pilot to pilot, because I'm not super familiar with these characters. So the big thing for me, the shift to Catra and Troa that we got a little bit. The thing that I got from Catra that was implied through these first episodes, but was just kind of made a little bit more explicit this episode, was that I didn't realize none of them knew that the others were there. They were all sent independently, which I understand for a covert mission kind of makes sense, but it also fucking doesn't. So...
Yeah. I think I can understand why it would make sense. Like, it does and it doesn't, right? Like, because if something happens and you don't know who they fight for and you kill or destroy, like if you kill another Gundam pilot and destroy that other Gundam, you ensure two things. You ensure one big thing, that neither the pilot or the Gundam fall into enemy hands. Right?
Yeah,
like that's like the only big pro out of it that I can think of, is that like you're making sure, like, if we all don't know who we're fighting for and who we're aligned with, it's like, then if I consider you an enemy, then I will kind of kill you without consideration, if that's the term I'm speaking in draft. But like, I will kind of kill you without hesitation, and therefore, from the doctors, from the scientist standpoint, then they have the reassurance that their plans, like their schematics, their plans, and their person that they trained would never have to run the risk of giving up colony secrets, and also they never have to worry about these Gundams getting retooled and being used against them, specifically by Oz. That's the only thing I can think of, and 12-year-old me could never have connected those dots.
I get that,
but it's not good. Oh no, it's still bad.
It
doesn't serve the plot at all. But that's the only logic I can
endorse the tactics of the colonial military. But so Catra and Troa, I feel like we have not had a lot of time with the two of them on screen. They had their little moment between their robots. They did a concert together, completely just out of context. And now there is Catra has this deep longing that I've never seen one character have for another.
Thank you.
Like, it is immediate. Like, oh, okay. I now understand the fan fiction game we played last episode.
He's in love with the man. He's fully in love with this man.
This is overt. This is
absolutely.
When he said goodbye, friend Troa, I was like, okay.
What?
All right, translator.
Right. I was watching it, right, while at the job today. Not sorry to my job. I was watching it while at the job today, and like, I don't know if anybody is super familiar with the discography of Diana Ross.
Sure.
But there's this song called Love Hangover, and we got to that scene and it immediately played in my head. I was like, oh, Catra.
That's what he has.
It was like, do you have the sweetest hangover? I don't want to get over. I was like, there you are, Catra.
That was exactly it.
There you are.
You soft baby. There you are. I mean, it's not that Troa's not been affected, because Troa's sitting here. You said quiet quitting, and I'm sorry for barking on the podcast.
That was so
I'm not
funny.
sorry.
Dude.
You said quiet quitting.
I loved that. That was when his clown boss was like, if you're on time, you're late.
Right.
At the circus?
You're literally, you are the circus.
Where I get knives thrown at me?
Right. You better shut up.
Gotta show up to my job.
The knife throwing scene was so funny to me. That lady was so bothered by him.
Yeah,
Catherine's just jealous. She's just jealous of Catra.
I was a little back and forth on this, because I felt it kind of interesting for Troa as a character, like this moment of like, just fucking kill me. Like, just throw the knives
Get it over
at
with,
me.
bro.
But her picking up on it, so she comes out and she's like, oh, I need you to be more scared. And then she's like, oh, fuck, he's not scared. Like, she immediately turns and like, oh my God. Oh no, not only is he not scared, he is begging for his death.
Right.
Okay.
You took me away from the only man I'll ever love, so you might as well just throw that knife directly into my heart, Catherine.
Catherine.
Your name's almost his, but it's not his. Catherine. You're not the Catra I want. That's how Troa feels in his heart.
Much is made of Troa's beast-like eyes as well. She tells him that his eyes are just like that lion's, and then the lion opens its eyes and they are manifestly not like Troa's at all, which I thought was really funny.
I know. I looked at it and I was like, "This lion look goofy as hell." You trying to say that Troa looks goofy? That's rude. That is rude.
It'd be funny if it cut to him and they just cut out the lion's eyes and put them over his. That would be fun.
That is the edit I want. That is the edit I need. That is the edit I will put on a t-shirt.
So, yeah, we see a lot of what Duo and Hito are up to, and we see a lot of, comparatively a lot of Troa and Catra. I feel like Wu Fei is like really consistently getting the short end of the stick here.
Yeah. He shows up at the very, very end of episode 6, and that's like about it. He
shows up to like also in a way that's like also Wu Fei is doing stuff.
Remember me?
Killing people.
Right. I feel like we get more of him later, though.
No, I'm sure we will. But listen, I feel like we talked a lot about the history that we learn in episode 5. The action in episode 6, I found to be like kind of outstanding. And like, since you unlocked this Hito Relina thing as Bella and Edward from Twilight, I've been like really leaning into it in my interpretation, and like it's paying off. Honestly, I think this is cooler than Vampire. It's like instead of a vampire, he's just a child soldier with a 2-ton tank shaped like a human being.
Right. I mean, it's not wrong.
And watching him actually start to crack is cool, like genuinely.
Yeah. The actual dance scene in episode 6 was
so funny.
So weird.
Isn't she like, do you still want to kill me? And he's like, yeah.
Cool, normal dance conversation you're having.
Strong spider monkey vibes there. I was like, what the
this
fuck
is literally
going
like
on?
There's a scene where Edward says to Bella, it's like you're my own special kind of heroine or something.
Wait a minute. Have you seen all of the Twilight saga?
Yeah, of course
Newland?
I've seen all the Twilight movies.
Wow.
They're fun movies, you guys. They're really fun movies. Michael Sheen is in them and he plays like an evil vampire. It's so fucking funny.
What's your favorite part of Twilight?
You better use this one as the trailer clip because you've been roasting me for the last like 3 motherfucking weeks. Everybody needs to know that your ass
busted. Max Newland likes Twilight.
I'm actually really glad you asked me what my favorite part of Twilight is because I have a prepared response for this, which is
what's your favorite part of Twilight?
The vampires in Twilight have special powers like they are shonen fighting anime characters.
I knew this, yeah.
And that is so fucking cool, and they do nothing with it in the story.
That's wild.
Because it's not that. It's not about that.
It's about baseball.
It's about baseball.
I've seen the one with the baseball in it. I've seen the first one. That's the baseball game in it, right?
Yeah.
I've seen that one.
There's a vampire who can read your mind, and there's a vampire who can see your future. And there's a vampire who can... Bella's whole thing when she becomes a vampire is that she has like a shield power.
Oh.
That can like protect people from other vampire powers. Like there's potential in this idea that is never used by the author because the author's telling a romance story.
Oh, so you read the books too? Okay.
No, I did not read the books. I have an ongoing mission. I would like to someday make the books better because I feel like you can make a better Twilight. Stephanie Meyer, don't listen to this.
Nobody
Isn't Twilight a fan fiction of something else? I thought Twilight was a fan fiction of something else. I don't know. I wouldn't know.
Yeah, maybe it's like a Bleach fan fiction.
No, you're thinking 50 Shades of Grey, which was a fan fiction of Twilight with the names changed.
No, I thought that one of them, not 50 Shades of Grey, but I thought that, I could have sworn that I heard that Twilight was a fan fiction of Interview with a Vampire, but that don't make any more sense.
We're looking at reflection of a reflection here. It's symbols all the way down.
Do we not know... We don't know for sure that Stephanie Meyer didn't watch a lot of Gundam Wing. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't know that she didn't see this. Because, like, the scene where she's outside the castle and the Oz ships launch their strike and a big piece of rubble falls down, it's exactly the scene of where Edward stops the car that's out of control in the school parking lot from killing Bella. It's the same thing. Except Hito doesn't, like, gaslight Bella into being like, you didn't actually see that. You're just crazy. Hito just leaves.
Oh, gross.
He just gets the hell out of there. Yeah,
Oh my
Edward
God.
Cullen is very he's textbook bad boyfriend. Kids, if your boyfriend acts like Edward Cullen, you need to dump that man.
He's bad. He's toxic. You should leave him.
He's gonna hurt somebody one of these days.
Even if he's supernatural.
Yeah, he also can't go outside with you in the summertime.
Yeah,
And that's a problem.
You're
No,
never going to
I
go to
can't.
the beach again?
Yo, I love the beach. I love it.
listen, if I were doing Twilight, I think it would be way more cool if instead of sparkling like diamonds, they looked nasty and old in the sunlight. How about that?
Yeah,
there's
should.
one
I
note
would
for
like
you,
that.
Stephanie. That's much cooler.
Yeah, I like that. I would like that because it's like as if like the moon, like the dark, is like their metaphorical like picture of Dorian Gray shit. And so when you actually see them in the daylight, they look their age.
See, this is better.
That's what
We
they
got it.
deserve.
Join us for our next podcast after the season wraps. We're going to be doing Make Twilight Better podcast.
Does that mean I have to watch those fucking movies?
I feel like we
'Cause-
can just shoot from the hip and get it right.
I just feel like the best way to make those movies. I've seen the first one, and I feel like the best way to make those movies better is to essentially just like do the Men in Black, like light pen wipe it from everybody's memory. Them just bad.
We'll make a new Twilight so good they won't even remember the old Twilight. In 100 years, ours will stand tall.
The Anime Club Twilight. An Anime Club presents The Twilight.
No.
Anime Club Podcast presents the new Twilight movie.
The new Twilight
I want to be the voice of the baby.
by Greffany Smiler.
Smyers.
Smyers.
Smyers. By Methany Smyers.
Mevany Smyers.
All right, I'm going to officially transition this meeting of the Anime Club out of Twilight Zone and into my favorite zone of the last two episodes. It's time for us to talk about the big robots.
Robot time!
It's robot zone.
time!
Death Scythe is
Robot
back.
zone!
I know
Yeah.
we're all big fans of that.
Seeing the weapons now. One thing I wanted to notice, which is I don't know the names of the Gundams, but Hiro's robot does have machine guns that come out of the head. Like I just shoot bullets
Zero?
out of my head. That's
Yes.
good.
It was very good. It's very good. Did we get to see Wu Fei's? Did we get to see Shenlong shoot fire? No.
Yes, we saw the snake arm that shot
we got to
fire
see the
out. That was
snake.
cool
Yeah, we
as
got to-
hell.
We got to see Wu Fei shoot fire, which is really fucking cool. I love it so much.
It was great to see Hero using the Wing Gundam's shield as an offensive tool. That was very cool.
Big weighty weapon.
Yeah.
It's very, very cool. Because we only really get to... I think we get to see Duo do Death Scythe, a little bit.
We've seen a
feel
little
like
bit of it so far.
Yeah, we saw some. Did we see some in this episode? No. It was
No.
mostly Hiro. It was Hiro.
No, Duo was mostly just sleeping on his Gundam
Yes.
and
While
talking to an old man.
That's his scientist.
Yeah.
Which who looks like, what's his name from Dragon Ball Z? He looks like old dude's
He
granddad.
really does.
Yeah,
He looks like
he's
old
very
dude's
much
granddaddy.
Master Roshi.
He's super Master Roshi.
He's very like he looks like an Akira Toriyama tribute, honestly, to me.
Yeah.
He might be.
He could be. I bet you. If we looked it up.
Everybody
right
loves
now.
Akira Toriyama. I think there's nobody in anime who doesn't feel like that's like one of the
You
guys
gotta
to be.
respect, even if you
Yeah.
don't love every episode of DBZ, and who does? You gotta
No.
respect the game of Toriyama.
Respect the game, man.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Put some respect on Toriyama's name. You should always respect him. Respect a legend. Respect. But I do. I loved that. I love that so much. Like the Wing Zero has a whole bunch of stuff on it. Like it's just kitted out. It's truly kitted out. Like it's got shields,
Swiss Army
it's got
knife
a
Gundam.
sword. It truly
It can
is.
transform
It can. It
into
turns
a
into
jet.
a whole jet. So it's like super
And it's
aerodynamic.
really like Transformer style. Like it really, like the
Yeah.
arms
Yeah,
were
yeah,
folding up and like a thing popped
Yeah.
into a socket. Like it was, yeah. I mean, it was a Transformer.
Yeah, like I think that's the only one that actually does that. The rest of them just like have rocket boosters
They
on the
just
back
go
and
away.
like
Yeah.
they just like float away.
Fly away like
But,
Iron
yeah.
Man, basically.
Last, it works. Last robot thing that really caught my attention these two episodes was our moment we had with Tall Geese again, where Zex is building it up.
Yeah.
And they mentioned that this is not just an early prototype, but the prototype for all mobile suits and Gundams. Which feels kind of significant to me. Like the Dad's coming out. Like they're bringing Gundam's dad to play.
Yeah. Dad's like, you done ruckused enough. I gotta come in here and remind you of them house rules.
We brought Grandpa back.
Yeah, Grandpa's not having it. He's not having it. Oh, can we talk about this? Like this, it's like not a big thing, but it's honestly one of my favorite things about Gundam Wing. The sound effects. The sound effects are so fucking detailed. Like it's like such a good brain tickle. Like it was this moment where it was literally, I'm pretty sure it was Wing Zero, was just walking, and it's like this soft, like springy, like electric sound that was like the sound of the joints, like of the Gundam, like walking. And I was like, the attention to detail for the Foley artists is amazing, and like they deserve. Science fiction sounds are my favorite because you get to create what those sounds are, because we don't have anything in the real world to like, we have things that we can be inspired by these, science fiction sounds in the real world, but like it's a clean slate, right? You don't, not everybody, nobody knows what a fucking,
What does Gundanium sound like when it slaps against itself?
Yeah, or like when we get to pick, and like it's so cool. Like the amount of like cool sounds. It really popped out to me today when like there was a break in the fighting, and I think it was like a Gundam was shifting into position. It was like the whirring and like the sound of it moving through space, and I was like, this is very fucking sick. Like the detail in this anime is like impeccable.
And it's important because these Gundams really have to be, they're big robots, and they're also a little down to earth. Like they make them somewhat believable with this mechanical nature to them, and the sound effect being as crunchy as it is, even when they're pulling out fucking laser swords and stuff. Like this is one of my favorite parts of any mecha show is when we get the like mecha and there are also real people on the ground, and the scale becomes apparent. And like Relina and this Gundam, it's like, that's a big robot.
Yeah, like it's multiple stories tall.
That's like Go Fight Godzilla, big robot. Like it can be easy to think of see a Gundam and think, oh, that's like 3 guys tall. No, it's like 30 guys tall.
Yeah, it's crazy. Dude, we know that they built one like to scale in Japan, like a couple of years ago, right?
Yeah.
And
we
it
all
walked
know
like 2 or
it
3
really
feet.
works.
We know, and that is why you don't mess with the Japanese self-defense force.
It's a powerful
They've got
deterrent.
a Gundam.
I'm telling
Nobody
you.
else has a Metal Gear.
Yo, seriously. Like,
And that's why there are no wars anymore. Sorry.
I mean, low key, is it because the U.S. demilitarized them? Maybe. Maybe. Do I have feelings about that? Yes, but
well, Gundam wants you to have feelings about that, I think, because these are not
they just
like
be making Gundams.
Yeah, this is not. They know what they're doing. They know what the story they're telling at the Gundam factory.
Right.
I think that's like part of the appeal, right? Like you go to Gundam because you want to hear about like this is war stories, and this is war stories told through the lens of like how do we externalize the body? How do we do something? How do the body involved in war, and how do we like mechanize that and remove agency from it? Very heavy stuff, and like of course, I think everybody thinks of the cool, the meme. The wow cool robot meme. Are you guys familiar with this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because at the same time as you're talking about, of what use is it to train an assassin if you're just going to be killing people anyway. Well, also here's this robot that manifestly you can make a toy of that will transform into a little plane.
Right.
Gundam is extremely complicated.
Yeah, this is all very complicated.
I mean, it's a war story, and not just a war story, but it's a war story from Japan as well. I mean, like I feel like this is the product of another country and another culture, and we think about how this was, essentially translated and shown on TV here in the U.S. and has a pretty distinct message about war and what it's saying. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah. And like what I like about watching it now as a person who can like actually understand what the fuck's going on. Because when I was 12, I was truly there for the music, the robots and the boys. Music, robots, and boys. That's all I cared about.
Wow, cool ponytail.
Honestly, I was like, "Hey, what that braid do, baby?" But what I like, it's like one of the things that I've always kind of appreciated about anime is when they do take on when they do make animes about difficult about big things, right? About difficult conversations and stuff. I'm thinking of Princess Mononoke. I'm thinking of I am thinking of Neon Genesis Evangelion. I am thinking of Grave of the Fireflies.
Oh, I mean, talk about the ultimate like disembodied war story. Like Neon Genesis Evangelion says, "Oh, robots are bodies, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, you want to make a metaphor about robots being bodies, huh?
Yeah.
Let me show you what a metaphor looks like.
Yeah.
right. And like when I like how anime explores like these big topics and how they explore like how these external things affect people. And I think that's what makes Gundam Wing so compelling is that like we're seeing from both sides how this war affects everyone involved, you know? There are people like Trey's who are like, I am just here because there's money in it. I am just here because I am protecting the interests of the wealthy elite that have always existed, that will continue to exist. And I am like this institutional force.
Man.
And fully disconnected from the violence.
And yes, absolutely. I was just about to say, the war has not touched him.
Yeah, it's not touched him.
Never
He's
touched
playing
him.
with birds in his garden and like making metaphors out of it.
Yeah. Versus this huge, but then you look at people like who are just like a little bit below him, like Lady Une, who still has to, you know, get her hands dirty,
God, she has to do
doing
everything.
all of these things. She has to do everything just to achieve where Trey's is, right? Then you've got people like Duo and Hiro and Katra and Troa and Wu Fei, who are fighting this fight for their own reasons. But the biggest reason is because, you know, the propaganda that is being told from one side is only one half of the story, and it's being told very wrong. And it's just like, it's kind of, I think, especially also for me as an American who tries very hard to not just absorb American news about countries that America occupies or America goes to, not to get ultra political, but to hear what the people who are being occupied have to say about that, you know?
Absolutely.
And it's just kind of like, oh, yeah, no, it's kind of wild how much because that's also the conversation that's being happening in Gundam Wing, right? Like, it's like,
100%. Because
like, it's the propaganda machine of it all.
I mean, what we just got this episode with Dr. J, compared to the snippet we hear at the beginning of every episode, you could hear the narrator as he describes the Earth Sphere Alliance. He has this contempt in his voice when he says, and they're doing it for justice and peace.
Right.
Like mocking it and showing that that's a sham. And yet, in this very episode, we have Dr. J expounding exactly that for their side. For justice and for peace.
Yeah, but then we also see, right, like how when the bomb goes off and it kills Prime Minister Darlian, how immediately Oz takes over the narrative and is like, terrorists.
Yep.
And the
lady who
terrorists
planted the bomb is on the news saying we're hunting for terrorists.
saying terrorists. And she's painting the terrorists as colonists.
Yep.
Right?
Building
and
a
it's
narrative.
just like, building this.
Manufacturing
and how
consent.
And it's like, it's nuts. And it's like, wow. Remember that 20-year war Americans were in?
Remember all war?
Yeah. Right?
Do you guys remember war?
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Remember that time that the French ran out of mustard because of war? Heard that on NPR today.
Oh, yeah. They're real upset about it. You do not take mustard away from them.
Hey, man, mustard's really good. I don't know.
Out of all the people. I mean, I would too, but I was like, out of all the people, I would really feel like the Germans would be really upset about that. No, it's the French. They are just like, they are hot.
It's that Dijon.
They can't get their Dijon. Right?
Gotta get that Dijon.
Gotta get that Dijon.
Nothing's like it.
honestly, though, like I was hearing that when I was in the shower, like listening to NPR today. I was like, man, but I could really go for a pretzel and some mustard.
I've got mustard in the fridge right now. I'm going to have a treat.
Bam.
If it's not from the Gundam region of France, it's just a sparkling mobile suit.
I need that on
fine
a t-shirt.
Gundanium. What year is this?
Crunch, crunch, crunch. He's just eating the metal.
Colony year 197. Good year. The
Oh.
Kushrenadas were reigning then.
Loves
Is this
fucking.
Operation Meteor?
Gotta say, I love the voice actor doing Trace's voice, though.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
So excellent.
Because you know what? Like, he's, okay, talking about the voice actors, Zex Marquise, Lady Un, and Trace Kushrenada. I mean, they're all good voice actors. Everybody who's a voice actor is pretty good. But those three are really good at being different facets of villain.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And it's like so great. Like we've got Un and Zex being like these like on the ground, hands dirty, not afraid to break a baby's neck. But then we've got like this slick back, silver tongued, like perfectly shaped eyebrowed, like aristocrat out of Trey's who's like, I'm literally playing games with people's lives and I love it. I'm having so much fun being disconnected from the world. It's gross.
The villains are excellent, and like the fact
Yeah.
that we still don't know exactly what they're going to do. Like we spend so much time with them, and
I have no idea.
we hear so much about what they what their like small moves are, but almost nothing about their big moves, which I assume is going to be what we're dealing with for like the rest of the series.
My prediction is the big move is a coup and turning the Earth Alliance into a dictatorship and therefore oppressing the colonies, because that just feels like the most logical conclusion. They're sitting here trying to make the trains run on time, if you get my meaning.
Yeah.
They're trying to make the trains run on time.
A bunch of real punchable guys.
It's a real punchable dudes. You know, we don't talk to them. We just hit them in the face. But yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's about all the notes I've got on today's episodes of Gundam Wing.
That's all I have.
We are heading up on the end of our semester.
Yep.
Yeah.
This was the last anime episode. So we're going to have an episode next week. So let me do some math real quick.
Did you pass? When do we get our finals? How do you think you did on the test, Kostrak?
I just got my fingers crossed. It's really, I got to be honest, a 50-50.
That's fair.
So next week, Monday, September 19, we will drop episode 16 of the Afterschool Anime Club, and it will be an episode that is like a wrap up of the whole season. We'll talk about, different things. So I'm building a list of questions for us to, go over. And I also figured it might be a fun time to talk about season 2 and maybe peek behind the curtain at some of what the listener responses have been to that survey.
I am so excited for what our second semester, our second season is going to bring us.
Me too. I'm very excited.
I feel like there's so many animes we need to return to, so many new ones left to explore, many mysteries yet to solve.
We just scratched the surface.
Who is Max Kostrak's Ryoko?
That's true. We don't know.
I've left you with a mystery.
You whore. Sex work is
I
the work.
managed
You
to not
whore.
be vulnerable at all.
How dare you? How dare we?
My
will
secret
pry
plan
you
to remain
open.
slightly distant.
We will reach into your chest and we will pull out your secrets, Kostrak. You want to die? You want to die?
We'll land
We'll
on
make
one
it happen.
sooner or later, that's for sure.
We'll make it happen, Kostrak.
I actually have I've been cooking up fun ways for us to plan the schedule for next season.
Yes.
I'll just let you know
Very
I'll just
excited.
let you know that. I've been cooking it up. So we'll see. We'll see. You'll see next week. My host and I will see next week, and then you'll see very slightly after that. Because there's a delay between when the episode gets recorded when it gets published.
Because Dude has to edit them. He
It's time
puts the
math.
work in.
It's time math. Mm-hmm.
Is it time to end the podcast?
I think we're,
I
we're
think
here.
it's about that time.
That's the bell, isn't it?
And that bell means you've made it to the end of another episode of the Afterschool Anime Club. We are so glad that you spend this time with us every week. If you want to spend even more time with us, follow us online. You can. We're at Anime Club Pod on Twitter, at Afterschool Anime Club on Instagram, TikTok, and Tumblr. You can find me at @MaxNewland_. Mr. Kostrak, where are you on the internet?
Mostly Twitter. You can find me at Max_attacks.
And Stevie.
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter with the handle A Smattering on both platforms.
Oh, we would love it if you reviewed our podcast.
Please.
Yeah.
Please. Let me just
do a good job.
Let me just check do my weekly check.
Not gonna get locked out of it again, are you?
No, but I do have to do two-factor authentication.
Two-factor,
so
yeah.
hold on a second.
Apple.
You know, this cool new keyboard that I have doesn't have one thing that I really want, which is a number pad.
Oh.
I love number pad. I don't know about you all.
Me
it's
too.
a deal breaker for me these days. I've got to have it on my laptop.
It's really nice.
Love my number
My
pad.
work laptop isn't big enough to have a number pad,
Same.
and I feel
It hurts.
I feel like a boomer anytime I have to do
I have
any
to work
sort
in
of math.
Excel, and I don't have a
Same.
number pad. I need to get an external
Yeah.
one. Office
It
chat.
hurts. Here we go.
I just woke up from a terrible nightmare. If you leave us a review and give it 5 stars on Apple Podcast or on Podcast Addict or whatever you got, I'll read it out loud. Unless Stevie mentioned it earlier, that chicken-headed shit. Well, it just doesn't fly.
None of that.
Much like chickens themselves.
Thank
will
you,
not fly.
Kostrak. I was finna say it. Thank you. Thank you. It was set up. Proud of you. Thank you.
We set them all up.
Thank
and
you.
we hope you've been set up to have a great week. I'm so glad you spent your time with us once again. And we'll see you at the last meeting of the season.
Riley.
Yeah, Andrew?
Do you want to make a podcast ad?
I do, but what would we mention?
So I think that we could probably put together an ad for a show called The Podcast Minds. There, but for the grace of pod, go we. It's a podcast where we both pitch each other podcast ideas instead of doing one ourselves.
Yeah, it's a podcast pilot pitching project. Totally. We should mention that it's a comedy show, right? Where we throw out ideas like getting weirdly deep into the themes of Jumanji.
Is that one a podcast?
No. It's a podcast idea that is actually a front for me to talk to you about hyperfixations I got.
Oh, that's most of the things that you hit me with. What about instead if we just talked about all the different ways you could do a rewatch of Lost?
Oh, that sounds like you just did what I did, but you said it in a positive voice.
Okay, and along the way, what if we pitched ideas like, I don't know, Epic Rap Battles of Mystery, the Lin-Manuel Miranda podcast?
Listen to the Podcast Minds. There, but for the grace of pod, go we on your podcatcher of choice on the Moonshot Network. Hi-ho!
Hi-ho! Every Friday.